Audio Jungle.
It is a very beautiful morning in the city of Lagos, and I am saying good morning to every viewers watching us right now. This is Bystanders at Newstand, and I am Michael Adekunle. Here with me is the Nation newspaper, and I also have the Sun newspaper. But let's go and see what the Nation is saying this morning. It reads, The Economist tips Buhari for victory in 2019 election. The Economist tips Buhari for victory in 2019 election. And a very astonishing headline here: pop star small doctor held in Lagos. Pop star small doctor held in Lagos. Of course, you know who small doctor is in Nigeria, a very popular musician. Here again I have on Boko Haram issue, government orders Brutai back to war theatre. And on the Daily Sun newspaper, on 2019 election, PDP declares total war on Buhari. PDP declares total war on Buhari, with a very good rider here, urges Nigerians to vote out president as ex-vice president prays at Uthman Danfodio's tomb. Atiku bitter, he doesn't have access to wealth as before. APC is saying this. And here is a picture. What was the picture saying? Amina Mohammed, also known as Justina Uloha, woman who had access to Aso Rock Villa, allegedly used the office of the wife of the president to defraud people. She is hiding under a table. This is what we have on the Daily Sun newspaper and the Nation newspaper. We have our reviewers at the newsstands. I'm Michael Adekunle. Let's go. What's your own take on this issue? Small doctor held in Lagos trying to open a fire at the policeman.
That's very wrong. It is very wrong. In this place, I cannot imagine what will make him to do such a thing. I don't know on what influence, whatever is under. That is very wrong. For you to shoot a police officer in the first place, what is he doing with the arm? What is he doing with a gun in the first place? We need to check these things. Arms get into the hand of unauthorized persons. In the first place, what is he doing with a gun? A musician. What is he doing with a gun? Is he to hold a gun? Is he well disciplined to handle a gun? I know it's very totally wrong.
Don't you think the gun is licensed?
Even if the gun is licensed, that does not give you a right to misbehave with the gun, to put the trigger on shoot it. Even when it's licensed, when it's not as if you are under attack, it's very wrong.
On the Daily Sun newspaper, PDP declares total war on Buhari. It seems this is getting tough.
Yes, it's getting tougher. If you look at the present government, families are being are living under the nose. To survive is very hard. This government they are making life hard for people. With most of their policies, they say they are putting policies, but it's not translating to the life of the people. You can imagine, food now has never been so important in Nigeria than now. So this government, they have nothing to offer. They are making people do what they are not supposed to do. They are turning people to another thing every day to survive.
On the Daily Sun newspaper, on 2019, PDP declares war on Buhari.
Yes, it's good to declare war. Let Mr. President sign election law into law, so that everybody have a right to vote. There are many political parties. It's not only APC. It's not only PDP. Signing it to law. We are under democracy. We are not under military.
That's your own point. And on the issue of a small doctor that was arrested yesterday, what can you say about the scene?
It's not right. Can a person carry gun? He's not a military man. He's not a police. It's not a right for you to carry a gun and go and point a gun at a policeman. It's not right. We must be prostitute.
Don't you think the policeman must have frustrated him before or provoked him before he did that?
If a small daughter have his own right, we can go to court. and challenge the policeman. And you know, a policeman, I can watch the policeman say this. I watch you. That is not to televise him. He's a corruption man. Also, I was watching him also.
For the case of Small Doctor, it's a sad situation where most of our musicians are just a celebrity we cannot emulate. They have just remained, they just want to have the star, but they don't have the moral ethics to hold on to the stardom. So it's a sad situation where musicians will be thinking they are above the law, they can buy their way out of every situation and can possess firearm the way they like, just because they think they have arrived. I think it should serve as a great lesson to every other ones that think, yes, they have arrived at that stage where they can go lawless. Then it should face the consequence of his action. I think that's just the best, to teach others what they are expected to be doing as a celebrity or as somebody who a lot of people are looking towards.
Small Doctor, I won't say he's a new person in this game. Yeah. He's been there for long. Quite all right, he's still a young guy in the game. But don't you think something must have prompted him to do that?
I think we shouldn't just make it a case of him alone. I want to be as objective as possible. Yes, celebrities have always been talking about harassment, after shows. A lot of people want to have a touch of them. They will have to fight their way to leave the venue. So most of them hire bodyguards, personal security and the likes. But for him to go to the extent of having a personal rifle unlawfully, I think that's an extreme sport, which he shouldn't have think about. Hiring a personal security could have been an easiest way, because you can be charged that you are possessing and you can be alleged to be an armed robber because you are possessing it illegally. So he has just played himself into the middle. He might have I don't think there should be any genuine reason to have something illegally. That's just the same way to go. Yeah.
On 2019 election, PDP declares total war on Buhari. Urges Nigerians to vote out president as ex-president prays at Uthman Danfodios. What's your own view on this?
For me, the PDP, I don't think have that moral right to be telling Nigerians to go back to them again. I would have appreciated if PDP can broaden their campaign with what they achieved in the last 16 years in tandem with what Buhari had done in the last 4 years. So that analysis could be easier for people to see that, yes, you did this in 16 years and we are having this in 4 years. So people can judge the performance. Don't just come up with emotional campaign. He has failed, he has this, he has that. No, Nigeria should have gone beyond that. If Emefiele can tell us that we are, our import bill has dropped from January 2015 as at $600 billion to about 150 in 2018, in 3 years, it means we have reduced our importation and saved some costs. So if PDP are campaigning in that line where we are comparing fact to fact, what they have done better to Buhari than just telling us Buhari has failed. Because if we analyze it, not that Buhari has exceptionally performed that makes him the best the Nigerian can have, but in terms of what he has done with little resources in 3 years, 4 years, he has achieved much more than what some people did with enormous resources in 16 years. You cannot for 16 years met a rail that has started in 1987 and you couldn't complete it for 16 years. You started 3 others, you couldn't complete them. But this man has completed 3 in 3 years, the 4th one to be ready next year. These are verifiable projects that people can see. 500,000 empower youths, that has never happened in Nigeria before. 30,000 to 0 naira is a difference. It might not make that big impact, but it is bringing succor to people. So we are not feeding our children in school before. It is in 24 states now. So it's not that Buhari has exceptionally performed, but because in 2019 it's just the same fact that we have 2 options. Yes, we have some other candidates in over 80 parties, but until those parties sees that they can only have meaningful impact by merging together to form a strong coalition that can fight these major twos, then we will still be hanged to this APC and PDP. I really want a third option. I don't want it to just be between the septuagenarians alone. We have brilliant minds, but in the reality of 2019, it is just clear that it is between Atiku and Buhari. And for every Nigerian that have seen a PDP for 16 years, where people are not ashamed to be corrupt, where resources is seen as what we should share than what it should work for people. And now somebody is trying to stop the status quo. People are now running away from their money from the bank. They can't claim it. People cannot claim their property as what has in one of the most expensive places in Nigeria, Banana Island, over 30 flats of houses. Nobody could come out to defend them. It means it might be slow, but Nigeria is a journey. It's not a miracle. We should just try to be patient and see. For me, every other person outside of Buhari or Atiku could be fine. But because the reality of 2019 has just thrown these two majors as the most viable option that we can have, I would just rather stay with APC.
Why is it like that?
Yes, because every other parties, we have over 80 parties in Nigeria. Fela Durotoye, Kingsley Moghalu, Yele Sowore, they are brilliant minds. But they came together to form a coalition to agree just on one party. And these few people cannot agree on one. To challenge this, everybody wants to become a president in 2019. We cannot have the interest of our country in our mind, and our own selfish interest will supersede the interest of the nation. That's not the way to go. We should move away from these old men, I agree. But in 2019, it's just a fact that it is still going to be between APC or PDP because there is no viable third alternative. So if it is still between these two, I don't think it is sellable for anyone to now say those that brought us into this mess will now serve as a new solution. No, it's not. The process is slow. We are less importing rice. We are less importing some other goods. Customs are seizing again and again drugs that has been bound. Nigeria has pushed up their income, their revenue from taxes in the last 3 years. It's a journey. It's not a miracle. And for me, I think Buhari has not performed very exceptionally well. But in compared to PDP 16 years, no, I can't compare it. The man is still on the track. It is slow, but I believe it's a journey. So let's be patient to walk it through.
Still on 2019 election, PDP declares total war on Buhari.
Oh. Bro, these are just word of mouth, you know. We are used to it, politics as usual. When it is time for election, you have, opponents saying a different kind of words on themselves. Just like before a boxing match. Recently, just concluded a boxing fight between Wida and what's his name? Fury. You saw how they dug out now with words. That's how it is now. It's a jungle fit, so anything can happen. Talks and all that, we don't care. But we know that one who has the majority is the voice of God. And I'm sure this man has the majority. General Muhammadu Buhari is number one. Whether they like it or not, he will surely reclaim that post. That one is sure. And when he is done, he will bring somebody again that will continue with his mantra. You understand? We don't care what is going on in the country. We don't care what some other persons are saying. Yes, Nigerians believe that this life is all about chop and chop. But what benefit does it give you? When you chop little and they pack more, they are not doing anything to you. They are not doing anything to benefit you. For so many years, we've been doing the same chop and chop. But what do we chop? We take 10 naira, they take 1,000 naira. So what are we chopping? Nothing. So that's what I'm saying. This man is doing something that will benefit us in the future. It's not necessary that he gives us peanuts to eat. This is not about peanuts. It's about what will benefit us in the future. Us youths and our children and our next generations to come. You understand? And that is what I go for. I don't go for what PDP are doing right now and what Atiku is saying right now. It's going to give us 3 million jobs in 1 year. Is that possible? What's a lie?
He said they will leave 50 million Nigerians out of poverty.
Did you hear that? Just in 1 year. How does it make sense to you? How does it count sense to you? Why some people will stand here in the newspapers and begin to analyze some crazy analysis that is never possible, something that will never work. You understand? They keep on analyzing and analyzing. They never seem to analyze the real fact. Talk about the real issue. That's what I want. When you come to a newspaper stand, the thing that goes on is one thing every day. We always revolve in the same circle. You can never have somebody at a newspaper stand talk about solution. No, It's either we talk about ethnic difference, it's either we talk about this person is from my clan, it's either we talk about the bad things that social government, yes, every government has its own fault, we agree. But I would appreciate Nigerians if we will see the real thing of this government. If we would see the positive side of this government. Yes, Buhari has his own fault. That one is sure. We are not perfect. There are sides that he will do things that will not, favor the masses. That one is sure. See, it's politics. It's normal. But we should look at the positive side, things that he has done that will benefit us and our children, and of course our future generations to come. That's all I have to say.
My own take on the issue on ground is, if the present government is not the solution to our problem, then the past government can never be the solution. We have tried 2 of them. We have other parties. We have about 80 parties registered for this very present election now. Let us look at the history of those aspirants, other aspirants that is apart from PDP, APC. Let's look out there for the others. Let's look their history. Let's look at what they can offer. Forget about debating. They can do debate. Everybody will say whatever they like. But let's go home and check these people. Many of these past governments, when you check their homes, it cannot be. You can't say anything about it. People like Atiku himself, Adamawa there, they will stone him. It does nothing. But now he have come to the media and say he will do this to all Nigeria. Charity begins at home. If he cannot deliver to his own town, he can't deliver to this nation.
You made a statement now. You talked about some parties.
Yeah.
That apart from the opposition, the
Yes.
major opposition party,
Yes.
and the incumbent party.
Yes,
right
we have AGA, we have Labour.
But it seems the level of the awareness is not enough.
And the problem about us is Nigeria is like we have our lifestyle that we want to see those that show up, those that spend more money to campaign, those that show more money to show that they are alive are the people. But many of us, we know that these are the parties. We have many parties on ground.
But they don't have strong platforms.
Let's check them. The strong backups you were talking about is platforms. We thought they don't have, but they have. Many of them have. Like Ghana is not a new party. It has been right from about 18 years ago now. Labour is there as well. But it's because people are not looking all these people. That is why these 2 parties
they are dominating.
That has been ruling us, that have been forwarding. Let us look out there for other parties. We have young Nigerians that can help the situation of this country in other parties. Let's leave PDP and APC aside.
Then how do we do it?
Yes, many of this party has been placed. Them. When you check some newspaper, you will see the picture of those aspirants there. Let's take their name. Let's check their biography. Let's see their history.
Their antecedents.
Then let's see what have they offered to the community before now. And let's start from there.
So, what's your own take on this headline? PDP declares total war on Buhari. Come 2019.
This one is just a political propaganda. You understand? It's a word. Sometimes headline, when you see an headline like this, does not mean that is the content inside. When you see it, sometimes you just say, war, what did he mean by war? This or that. But until you go in details, you will understand exactly what they are talking about this. But many Nigerians, about 45% of Nigerians, when they see this, they will take it the way it comes. But somebody like me, I don't take it that way. I will go to details. Then I will know what they mean about what. By tomorrow now, APC will come up with their own too and say, we declare strong and dangerous war against PDP. Then next week, PDP will say, we say it now, last week, that they want to use army. They want to use Boko Haram against them. They want to use this and that. So that one is normal thing. It's a median thing.
Don't you think if the smaller parties are doing this, Nigerians will know that, yeah, they are on board?
just like what I said before now, that it is we ourselves. Let's decide. Let's forget about things that display on the air. Let's go deep into our store. What did we have in store? Let's go and check those people. Once we get those people, they will do it. If we really stand up to vote them, the world will know that these two parties are not the people we vote. Yes, you can see the fight of Fury and what do they call it? Fury was shouting that he won the fight, that the world know I won the fight. So same thing to win Nigeria. When we rise, let us rise up. The youth stand on our ground that this is what you want. We don't really need to campaign about it. On that day, let us go to the polling booth, vote for that same person.
I have had some comments of many people, concerning this present administration. Well, some people have commented based on their opinion, and they are entitled to their opinion. But in other sense, I would say that I don't blame some people, because it is easier said than done. Some people say the Buhari government, it is a journey, is this and that, this is so. Well, you know, when people are living in sitting in their own comfort zone, they will not know what other people are passing through the other side. And I'm disappointed in so many Nigerians. Some people that do come here are still being fed by their parents. Some people are in Lagos enjoying the dividend of democracy that is being delivered by the Lagos state government. They are enjoying it, and they are talking good about this present administration, because Lagos state government could be able to provide security, provide everything, provide street light for them. If there is Boko Haram or herdsmen in this Lagos killing people, I will tell you that some people will tell you that you should go and bring Gambo, they let them skin him alive. I will tell you the sincere truth. But I'm disappointed in so many Nigerians the way they talk. They talk so myopic, they talk like people that are insensitive, people that people I don't know the way I can equate, I can use to the word I can use to equate them. So what I'm trying to say in essence, the first and most paramount responsibility of any government is to provide the security of lives and property of the citizens, which this government has failed. The number of IDP camps in Nigeria has catapulted, has increased the number of killings, the number of properties being damaged, the number of lives, future youths that has been wasted. Cannot be overemphasized. So that's why I said I'm disappointed in so many Nigerians that are talking trash. Because when you are sitting in your own comfort zone, you will not know what other people are passing through. Maybe some of all those ones that have their families in Lagos, maybe very, very soon their children will join IDP camp. Yes, because they are sitting in their comfort zone, they don't know what is going on around. So it is. I call it. I see it as wickedness. A man's inhumanity to man, for any Nigerian to come out and say that he's commending this government for what is going on.
Are you not satisfied with the performance of this administration?
That statement is overruled to me. There is nothing like satisfaction. Even our so-called soldiers are being slaughtered and slain like cows. So what are we even talking about? The economy is nowhere to be found. So the people that are talking about Johnny and Gogo to go, what are they talking about? If we cannot be, we are not sure of the security of our lives and our property, then what next? Before you do business, before you leave, before you transfer your business, before you do anything that you want to do, security of your life and your property is paramount. Is the first. Which I said that this government has failed entirely. True, we have many parties in this country. But some people doesn't reason before they talk. That's why I say that it is easier said than done. Our democracy started in the year 1999. And the people that started from that 1999 destroyed our democracy. They didn't lay good foundation for it. PDP was ruling. PDP were able to succeed for 16 years because of the way they handled democracy. If PDP were liberal to democracy, I would have said that other parties would have succeeded them before 2015. But because the way they handled it, I get my point. Now, people were complaining that there are other parties out there. It is easier said than done. There is no way that you can use mushroom parties. To compare to the nature of politics that is being played in Nigeria, there is no way that you can use mushroom parties to remove government in power. If it is so, PDP wouldn't have been there for 16 years. And the legacy and the foundation they laid for our democracy, it is what is affecting us today. So what are we going to do now? It is a journey that cannot be stopped in a day. APC could be able to remove PDP in governance because they came to amalgamate and form a structure and form a stronghold. They form a coalition. So many parties come to merge. If they didn't merge and AMPP was on their own, CPC was on their own, all this one was on their own, if the Nigerians like made a vote for them, they could not be able to clinch the seats. And that is the nature of the politics that is being played in this country. So I say some people talk, they don't reason.
Do you see the opposition party taking over?
So the only alternative that we need to adopt there, the opposition we have now is PDP. And this PDP is the party that has the stronghold and the structure to remove the present administration. And that is the only option and alternative we have. Based on the nature of politics that is being played in this country. Then other things that they are talking might be applicable, but not now. It is like a journey because the process has already been destroyed right from 1999. It is not something that you will stop in a day. Let us just use PDP as the strong opposition to remove this present administration. Then along the line, if they could be able to refine our democracy, because this present article has promised us restructuring and other things. So when that restructuring comes and everything comes, maybe along the line, things can begin to augur well. Maybe now you can see that some other parties like Accord Party, AD, all those parties that can come in and win opposition. But for now, it's not applicable. So people should reason before they talk.
I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstands. I am Michael Adekunle, reporting from the Newsstands. Bye for now.